We move into storm season. Here's something most homeowners don't realize after a storm. Roof damage isn't always obvious. Wind can lift shingles, breaking the seal. Hail can bruise them below, and flashing around chimneys and pipes can loosen without you ever knowing. That damage may not show up for months. If your area has strong wind or hail, a professional inspection will help bring you clarity before small damage turns into bigger problems.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Well, good evening and welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I'm so excited you joined me here in the Room to Room Weather Center for what has been a beautiful day across North Mississippi. I'm meteorologist Caleb Edelblut, excited to give you the very latest as we continue into our weekend and getting you ready for the work week ahead. So let's get started. We will have a cool start and a warm finish to our Sunday. So enjoy this overnight period. This will be the last chance we really get below freezing and see a chilly start to our mornings, because once we see that warm finish tomorrow afternoon, those warm conditions, they're sticking around all week long, which brings you to the next headline. Bye-bye sweater weather. We are going to enjoy shorts, short sleeves, all of that. Keep that in the wardrobe, keep that in the routine throughout your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, pretty much into the extended forecast, because we are not seeing these below average conditions return for quite some time here in North Mississippi. But also what I want to bring to y'all's attention are these models, kind of giving us false hope, especially for those maybe rooting for a rain shower or some sprinkles to affect you tomorrow. I think most of us with these beautiful conditions are keeping our fingers crossed for beautiful dry weather. That is to be expected. But for those that are wanting some rainfall, not quite going to see that. These models, they're going to tempt you, try to give you something to look at, but not really expecting that as we go into our Sunday tomorrow. But let's focus on the first 12. We are definitely staying dry overnight. 35 degrees by 11 o'clock, still seeing mostly clear conditions above, but that cloud cover is going to continue to kind of move on in overnight. We're going to start off our day mostly clear, but by the time we go into those afternoon hours, that cloud cover going to build on in just a little bit. We'll start talking about partly cloudy conditions, but cooling off. 30 degrees by 5 o'clock, 33 by 8, so still chilly start to our morning for our Sunday. Not quite going to stay that way. We're already seeing temperatures around 50 degrees by 11 o'clock tomorrow, and we're going to continue climbing into those temperatures as well. But let's take some live looks all across North Mississippi. This is live out there in Edenburg. 39 degrees, feels like 39 as well. No wind affecting us out there. Beautiful conditions, not much to look at, but also good thing. We're not tracking any storms, any lightning moving across the camera. So still beautiful conditions, but going to keep those layers on tonight and enjoy wearing the layers, because not really going to have any reason to wear them later on this work week. Same thing out here in Cleveland, 45 degrees. Feels like 41, so still the wind affecting us just a little bit, but not as drastic. You can see that flag blowing on in the wind, but still beautiful conditions out there as we continue to stay dry into the evening overnight period ahead. Another look out here in Aberdeen with our sponsor of the Prairie Agency, So big thanks to y'all sponsoring this Aberdeen camera. 34 degrees outside, feels like 34 as well. Take a look at that dew point, already in the low 30s, so still a little bit more moist in our atmosphere as compared to last weekend, and that's showing that those warmer conditions, they're right on the doorsteps. We're already practically feeling them outdoors. We're going to see those dew points continue to climb into the work week ahead, and that's going to show those rain chances also going to return as well. But let's take a look at our Mississippi Live weather radar. We are tracking dry conditions all across North Mississippi. We're going to stay dry all night long, and I'll just go ahead and say it, pretty much all day long tomorrow. Models are going to try to show maybe some green moving on in across North Mississippi. Could we see a stray sprinkle? Maybe, but that has to fight an uphill battle. I'm expecting a whole lot of this tomorrow, and that's dry conditions and thankfully much warmer and beautiful conditions as well. And what's responsible for this is we don't really have any weather makers in our area. Take a look at surface analysis. We have a high pressure system all the way north out there in Indiana moving into Ohio, but we are staying very dry here in North Mississippi. It's funneling in some of that wind across our area, but no weather makers, no fronts moving on through North Mississippi. We're going to continue to stay that way into the start of our work week as well. So let's go to Futurecast to track out what we can expect overnight. Still seeing clear conditions all across North Mississippi at the 10 o'clock hour. But like I mentioned, as we cross into those AM hours, that cloud cover going to start to build in just a little bit. Still seeing those mostly clear kind of wispy clouds moving on in. As we get closer towards those afternoon hours, that cloud cover building on just a little bit, seeing some partly cloudy conditions. And here we go. Some of that green making its way into North Mississippi, trying to cross the Mississippi River. I'm expecting all of that to stay west of us. Dry conditions all across North Mississippi, but still, you're going to see some of that green kind of move across your screen later on this broadcast. Just wanted to set expectations as we get ready for our Sunday ahead. Now, the next 24 is going to show exactly that. No rain chances as we go about our Sunday. We're starting off pretty chilly. 30 by the time we start off our Sunday morning at 6 o'clock with those partly cloudy skies above. Still seeing maybe a mostly clear start as we get going with our Sunday as that cloud cover moves on out yet again to quickly come back into the forecast later on tomorrow afternoon. 3 o'clock, already seeing temperatures around 60 degrees, so big difference. Cool start to the day. We're finishing pretty warm, entering those low 60s and potentially mid 60s across North Mississippi, staying dry all day long and cooling off towards the upper 40s by that 9 o'clock hour tomorrow evening. So we're talking about dry conditions for your Sunday, but I'm going to go through all those models as we track out what to expect for your Sunday, but also into the start of the work week. And we'll be discussing those rain chances that are trying to make their way back into the forecast. The question is, when will we expect them? All of that's coming up after this break.
Save today at Room to Room's President's Day sale. 55% off furniture and mattresses, 20% off accessories,
and 24-month special financing.
The time to act is now.
Room to Room Tupelo, where we know there's no place like your home.
At First Choice Bank, we know you can't always make it before the bank closes. With our integrated teller, you can talk to a live person as late as 7 p.m. on weekdays and noon on Saturdays. It's not just an ATM, it's an ITM. First Choice Bank, your choice for banking.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, thanks for sticking here with us for, Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I always love starting this part of the broadcast with some Weather Watchers pictures. This was sent in by Dawson out in Noxubee Refuge, showcasing that beautiful sunset across the lake here just south of Starkville. So a beautiful picture sent in, and I love broadcasting any pictures y'all send into the app. So make sure to continue sending in anything y'all are doing this weekend, because I know it will be a beautiful day tomorrow. So send in any pictures you have. But I love seeing these sunsets, especially those high pressure sunsets. No clouds in the sky, just seeing that color blend on in as you get closer and closer to the surface, even seeing it reflect off of the lake. Great picture sent in by Dawson out there in the Noxubee Refuge. But right now, with those current conditions just outside here in Tupelo, upper 30s, 38 degrees, feels like 38 as well. No wind. That's what's responsible for that. That dew point dropping just a little bit into the overnight hours, still showing that we're in a very dry environment. We're in a stable environment. I'm expecting those conditions to continue into your Sunday, but also into your Monday as well. Now, Futurecast still, I agree with this model, staying very dry as we continue into the overnight area, still seeing those clear skies. But as we get ready for those AM hours, that cloud cover going to build in just slightly, still seeing mostly clear conditions by the time we are starting off our Sunday morning. That wind coming out of the south, allowing us to feel a lot warmer as we go about our day, and also actually feel like what those temperatures are reading outdoors. I know, not usual for what we've been experiencing so far here in 2026. But those low temperatures, enjoy this. Enjoy the blue, because after tonight, we're not really going to see these temperatures return here to North Mississippi. Low 20s to, not low 20s, upper 20s to low 30s across North Mississippi. 30 in Columbus, 31 Starkville, 29 Houston and Bruce, New Albany, 30 in Holly Springs, and 32 out there in South Haven. So still most of us below freezing across North Mississippi. A few of us doing quite well. 37 out there in Greenwood, Belzona, and Greenville. So still a chilly start to the day tomorrow. Don't worry, those warmer conditions are going to act like they never left by the time you make it into the afternoon hours ahead. But let's take a look at that church planner as you get ready throughout your Sunday. Going to be a beautiful day all around. That cloud cover will start to build in just a little bit, but like I just mentioned, we're starting off our Sunday morning with those mostly clear skies above, upper 20s as you walk out of the door. So might want to have some layers on as you start off your Sunday morning church commute, but by the time you're getting out, mid 50s by 12 o'clock, low to mid 60s later on in the afternoon hours, and still dropping slowly into the low 50s tomorrow evening around 7 o'clock. Now, Futurecast going to still show those mostly clear, if not maybe partly cloudy skies already start to move in across North Mississippi tomorrow morning. We're still staying very dry. This is what I'm still agreeing with. Now, post lunchtime and on, this is where me and the model start kind of fighting just a little bit. It is still doing its best to kind of move these rain showers across North Mississippi, and I'm just not expecting that. If we do see a rain shower or two, I'm expecting a sprinkle moving on through, maybe the lightest shade of green moving through northeast Mississippi, maybe affecting those out there in Tishomingo, Franklin, Prentiss County, maybe even Itawamba. Really not expecting these showers across North Mississippi. I'm expecting most of us to continue to stay dry. So get out there, enjoy these beautiful conditions, because take a look at those high temperatures, low to mid 60s all across North Mississippi. 61 in Hamilton and Amory, 64 Starkville, 66 Eupora, 62 Oxford and Clarksdale, and 64 out there in Cleveland. We're also going to feel like this outdoors. Those feels like values, can't even tell that they swapped. Or they didn't even swap. They're pretty much identical, just showing that we are going to feel just as good as those temperatures are reading as we go about our day. So might as well go outside and enjoy them, which is exactly why I had to put in that dog walk forecast for tomorrow. I walked the dog with my mom yesterday. It was a beautiful evening out there in the park. Thankfully, we're going to see that again tomorrow. Upper 20s by the time you start off your Sunday morning. So if you'd like to go out there when it's a little bit brisk outside, enjoy those cooler temperatures before they leave. Go out there at 7 o'clock, still staying dry. Going to be a beautiful start to the day. Warming up towards the 50s around 12 o'clock, and then upper 50s, pretty much low to mid 60s later on your afternoon hours around 3 o'clock. Now, coming back to Futurecast, we're going to play that game of what I believe and what this model believes. Right now, not really believing this. I'm still expecting dry conditions all across North Mississippi. Still trying to keep those rain chances a little bit further north, which I am glad that it's kind of shifting it just a little bit, but pretty much along the state line. Still expecting dry conditions throughout your Sunday evening and on. And this is what I like a lot more. By midnight, dry conditions, clear conditions, that southerly wind moving across North Mississippi. This is what we can expect overnight. Now, let's transition back to what I don't believe. Little rain shower kind of moving on through North Mississippi as you start off your Monday morning, especially affecting those out there in the Golden Triangle region. I still think y'all are seeing a dry start to the day and pretty much a dry day all around for your Monday. Also going to be quite warmer as well. There we go. This is back to what I'm believing. Those clear, those dry conditions throughout your Monday. Going to be a beautiful day. This is around lunchtime. Starting to see some of that cloud cover try to build in just a little bit in the southern portions of our viewing area. But still, seeing mostly clear, if not completely clear skies as you go about your Monday. So technically, going to be slightly more beautiful as you start off your work week as compared to our Sunday ahead. Now, Futurecast continuing into the evening hours, still staying dry, and that is what I'm expecting with that cloud cover starting to move in just a little bit. But let's take a look at those temperatures. I just mentioned it's going to be a little bit warmer for your Monday. We're talking about low to mid 70s across North Mississippi. 74 out there in Columbus, 73 in Starkville, 74 Houston, 72 New Albany. Now there's still some in the upper 60s. 69 in Senatobia, 68 Tunica and South Haven, and then 69 out there in Corinth as well. So slightly warmer for your Monday and definitely well above average. Our normal should be around 56 for this time of year, as you can tell up there in the top left corner. So we are definitely a lot warmer than where we should be, especially these don't look like temperatures in February here in North Mississippi, but they are going to stick around pretty much all work week long. And those feels like values. I mean, you can't even tell that I'm changing the graphic just with how well they're matching up with those temperatures outdoors. So any breaks you have throughout the workday or throughout school, take some time outdoors. You'll definitely be rewarded with those beautiful conditions as well. But 7-day forecast, let's kind of unpack this and what to expect as we go about our work week. We're going to see a dry rest of the weekend and start to the work week. 60s for your highs tomorrow, pretty much in the low to mid 60s with those partly cloudy skies above. Enjoy the overnight period because that's the last chance we're pretty much getting below freezing and seeing a brisk start to our mornings. And we're already rising up towards the upper 60s. And as you saw, low to mid 70s for some as you go about your day. Low 40s as your overnight lows with mostly clear skies for your Monday. So arguably a better forecast as you start off the work week and still staying dry into your Tuesday with those temperatures continuing to climb. Now Wednesday, we do see those rain chances start to move back into our atmosphere, but notice only around a 20%. And thankfully that's because it's occurring maybe midnight to 8 to 9 o'clock in the morning. So thankfully most of our Wednesday should be dry and those rain chances can just move on through in the overnight hours, not tracking anything intense. That's some stress-free rain just moving in overnight while we are sleeping, not really going to notice it affecting us. And we stay dry throughout our Thursday. But Friday and Saturday, those are going to be the days to track as a cold front will move on through North Mississippi, could bring some heavy showers, even some potential storms as well. We'll be tracking those stormy conditions and whether or not that's more of a Friday event or into Saturday. But those models, as you can tell, can't even predict that rainfall for tomorrow. So they're still battling butting heads right now. We're going to continue to track that out all weekend long and into the work week ahead. But before wrapping up, just want to check in on the comments, see how you guys are doing. But it looks like y'all are very excited for the warmer weather, and it looks like y'all are wanting drier weather tomorrow. So good news, that is what I'm expecting. Hopefully we can keep it that way. Excited to see how those morning models pan on out as we start off our Sunday, and definitely excited to see those models as I come in to work tomorrow to give you the very latest on those rain chances. But of course, we'll be live later on tomorrow night at 6 and 10. Here's the QR codes to both the iOS and Android app to continue to stay updated with us. We'll send you alerts when things are going on, especially as we get closer towards severe weather season or even stormy conditions. Want to make sure to give you the very latest before it makes it here to North Mississippi. But like I just mentioned, we'll still be in that weekend schedule. I'll be live tomorrow night at 6 and 10 to give you the very latest on those temperatures and also those rain chances. Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, those are going to be the days to watch. More of next week, and then Wednesday, as that will just be some normal rainfall moving on through North Mississippi. But I hope all of y'all have had a fantastic Saturday. Enjoy y'all's overnight period, and I'll see y'all back here in the Room to Room Weather Center tomorrow night at 6 and 10.
One in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
Even though Gabe grew up in Alabama, Mississippi has now become his home and his family. And one thing about Gabe is he keeps his family safe.